Good morning. Hi, it's Marita with Small Space, Big Taste. And this morning I am going to show you how to prepare a delicious, healthy fat smoothie as a way for creating a great quick breakfast. Sometimes when I'm just too lazy to actually prepare a dinner and it's like 8 o'clock, which happens frequently, I'll just throw together a smoothie because I know it's good for me. It's going to hold me. I'm not going to wake up at 2 a.m. Absolutely starving. So let's see what we can put together here. I start with a base of coconut milk, and I've already opened the can. Let's see. This is the brand that I like. And one of the things that I like to do, which I didn't do today, or I hadn't used the oven, is when I have something in the oven, I typically, see how clumpy that is? I typically I just set it on the range and allow it to melt and become totally liquefied, so that it's not clumpy and it's a little bit easier to work with. So that's why I have this, like this, what do you call it? Lemonade spoon, or it's just a long handle, and I use that to stir. And then I do this with the extra. And so let's add, today I have avocado. I've got a half an avocado. I have already washed and cleaned a handful of strawberries. And this is the last of my amazingly delicious fresh pineapple. And I'm going to throw that in here. Today I just really feel like having fruit. And no greens today. Have you ever seen these BPA-free stretchy cover things? They're fabulous for when you have a bowl that's, it doesn't have a seal. They really stretch, and I found them at the home show, and I absolutely love them. Then I'm going to add some fresh almond butter. I was at an event recently, and I was talking to this man, and he learned, of course, that I work with food. And he said something about peanut butter not being good for you. And it took me a while to figure out, he was talking about the mainstream brands that have all the junk in it. And I said, well, wait a minute. Did you know that you could go to the co-op and actually, there's peanuts on the top, and there's this, soft serve device in the middle, and it comes out butter, and it's warm, and it's delicious, and it's just peanuts. In this case, it's almonds. But he had no idea. So just kind of telling you that there's a lot of cool stuff out there. You just got to know where to look. And what I'm hoping to do for you is to kind of open up the door for you to go explore different kinds of places that you haven't necessarily been shopping, and just see. I remember when Whole Foods came to my area, I went there once for the only purpose of walking through the store. I think I literally walked through the store aisle by aisle for a good 30 minutes and was very overwhelmed by all the things they had that I was not familiar with. Okay, so the thing that I want to add today, so this is called Giselle. It's a delicious blend of Lingji spore, which and cordyceps. They're medicinal mushrooms out of China, and it's a really powerful cellular support. And today I feel like I want to have it in my smoothie rather than as a warm beverage. So let's just talk about what I've got in here now. I've got avocado. I've got a half an avocado because it was on the smaller side. I've got about 3/4 of a cup of fresh pineapple, about half a dozen fresh strawberries, a very nice amount of my almond butter, 1 packet of Giselle, and about a half a can of coconut milk. Then I like to always have on hand freshly brewed Lingji tea, And I use that anywhere in my cooking where there's a recipe that calls for water, I use the tea. Why? Because it's super easy, it's inexpensive, and it's a great way to get nutrition into whatever it is I'm preparing. So what I do is I actually, I started out in the can that the milk came in, and I just swish it around to get that stuff that kind of doesn't want to come out, and go like that. And then I'm going to put a cover on, and we're going to turn it on and see what happens. You can see that, right? Yeah. Oh, plugging it in would be helpful. That would be really helpful. All right, ready? So the color is kind of a pink. That's really good. I might mind it a little bit more liquidy. It's kind of thick. So I'll just do this a little again because there's still some milk. Still some milk hanging out along the sides. And then what I've got in my oven, what I like to do, I love these sweet potato muffins. They're grain-free, they're delicious, they're extremely nutritious. And what I do when I bake them is they make about a dozen, depending, usually about 11, which is kind of weird. And I usually eat 2 or 3. But then what I do is I freeze them in little snack packs. So there's just 2 in there, and I freeze them right away because then they're fresh, right? And then I put them in the oven at 350 I turn the oven on, put it in right away, and then after it beeps at 350, which is about 180 Celsius, I leave it in there for 5-7 minutes, and then it comes out as if it's freshly baked. So that's my breakfast today. I'm going to do this again, so bear with me. So the texture is smooth, and the flavor is really, the strawberries and the pineapple together are really good. I really don't want to mess with adding spinach today. Here, I should maybe pour you a little bit. And it doesn't need any additional, look how thick that is. Whoa. It's still thick. But I kind of like it that way. I kind of like eating it with a spoon. Something else I do with my smoothies is I pour it over granola. I make my own grain-free granola. Actually, the smoothie, the granola, and the muffins are all in my new cookbook. I am working on one more thing to get that link live. And when that's ready, I will certainly share that with you. So let's just go over again what I did today. I made a high-fat smoothie, or a healthy fat smoothie, in a base of coconut milk. I thinned it down with some Lingji tea to get that medicinal mushroom enhancement. I added half an avocado, a handful of strawberries, and about 3/4 of a cup or so of fresh pineapple that was it had a lot of juice left in it. I mean, because it had kind of settled, so it had some liquid. And then I added some almond butter, and I didn't even have to add any sweetener. Like, what would I add if I wanted it sweet? I would actually add some local honey or some maple syrup. That's kind of what I use for when I want something sweet. Or a banana. You can use a banana. And then you've just got a beautiful breakfast, a snack. If it's late at night and you're hungry, you don't want to cook, or you don't want to eat a lot, you can control the size clearly about how much liquid you start with. So I hope that you found value in learning about a high fat smoothie, healthy fat smoothie, and come back the next time and we'll learn about something different. If you have any questions or if there's anything that you specifically want me to cover, just mention it in the comments or send me a message and I'd be happy to accommodate that request. So make it a great day and bon appetit. Bye bye.